What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. Today we're doing week 5 picks and predictions for the 2017 through 2018 NFL season. Let's start off with last week. I went 10-6 straight up and against the spread, so not bad. I had a pretty good week, and so I am 40-23 straight up right now, so I'm looking pretty good straight up. And 10-6 against the spread, as I mentioned. I think that's probably my best so far. I'm trying to recover from that week 3 where I went 6-10 against the spread and 8-8 straight up. So I'm trying to recover from that right now. I am 32-31 against the spread, so we're looking better. And my sports fan entertainment rank, I went from 69th last week to 37th this week. Again, I'm tied for 37th with a lot of other people. That's why I am in 37th. So it has to count all those other people tied with me as well. So in reality, I'm really not that far behind. 37 sounds like a lot, but I'm really not that far behind. I imagine I'm only probably a good 4 or 5 picks away from first place and a good 2 or 3 away from second or third. So with all that being said, let's get right on to the picks. The teams on bye this week, week 5, are the Atlanta Falcons, the Denver Broncos, the New Orleans Saints, and the Washington Redskins. So Thursday Night Football, the Patriots at the Buccaneers. The Buccaneers are coming off a 25-23 win against the New York Giants in a last-second field goal manner or style. And then the Patriots are coming off a 33-30 loss against the Carolina Panthers at Gillette Stadium. This was a huge shock to me. I didn't think the Carolina Panthers would pull this one off. I know the New England Patriots defense is looking pretty bad, but the Carolina Panthers really weren't getting anything going earlier in the season as far as their offense went, and they got destroyed. So the Panthers destroyed the Patriots defense. So was that the bad Patriots defense or the good Carolina Panthers offense? We'll see this week, but I still think the Patriots defense is terrible right now, and that's hard to say because look at all the names they got on that defense. I mean, just starting off, you got Devin McCourty, one of the best safeties in the league. You got Malcolm Butler, who's a very good cornerback in the league, and Stephon Gilmore, their free agent pickup, obviously not playing the way they thought he would, former cornerback of the Buffalo Bills. So this can be a hit or miss type of game for the New England Patriots, but I still have them winning this game. I don't think the Tampa Bay Buccaneers can really pull this one off. They're barely winning. They barely won against the Giants, who have one of the worst offenses in the league, and they allowed that to be a game. And then the Patriots are one of the highest scoring offenses right now. Sure, they have a bad defense, but they're one of the highest scoring offenses right now. They got to keep up with that defense. So something's got to give there, but I'm still going to have the Patriots winning this game 31-27. Take the Buccaneers plus 6. So I'm going to have them covering the spread. The Chargers at the Giants. I know in my Giants recap video for the Buccaneers loss, I did say the Giants were done in this season. And I think I also mentioned that I would have them losing to the Chargers. But just looking at it, we are at home. The Chargers have to come from, all the way out there in California to New York, and I'm gonna have them win this game, and not because any biasness, my loyalty right now to the Giants. Our season's done. It really doesn't matter whether we win or lose games at this point, but I just have a feeling that the Giants are gonna get this win here. They're both winless at this point, so it really matters about who's the better team right now. I think the Giants are still the better team. I know the San Diego Chargers or Los Angeles Chargers have kept up in many more other games, such as that Denver Broncos game. They looked pretty competitive there. But I think the Giants have the upper hand right now and have the momentum right now. And they fared well against the Philadelphia Eagles. I'm talking about the Los Angeles Chargers, but I think the Giants will get it done. I think Ben McAdoo learned from his mistakes right now because we could have won that Buccaneers game had we kicked that field goal in the first quarter where we went for it on 4th down. It's those kind of calls that will lose you games for the New York Giants. It's those kind of calls that we've been losing games because of. So I think he gets on the right foot. He starts kicking field goals when he needs to. He starts making better play calls, and we find a way to squeak by in this game. I'm going to take the Giants to win this game 24-21. This will probably be the last hope for the Giants of me picking them this year. So if they lose this game, I'm not going to be picking them for the rest of the year. So I'm going to take the Giants to win this game 24-21. Take Los Angeles plus the 3.5. The Bills at the Bengals. I don't know if you can call this a trap game for the Bills or a potential trap game for the Bills because they are 3-1 and the Cincinnati Bengals are 1-3. But I mean, they can also be interchangeable with the Bills being 1-3 and the Bengals being 3-1 because that's how I think these teams are right now as far as how talented they are. I know the Bills have a great defense. Their defense is looking legit. Tre'Davious White is balling out. He was my second favorite corner in this draft last year, and he's balling out. And then, but the Tyrod Taylor in his offense really doesn't look good right now. I know they scored 23 against the Atlanta Falcons, but I really don't like the Bills' offense right now. Tyrod Taylor is like averaging, I don't know the complete average, I'm just taking a wild guess, but he's got to be like just about 200 yards a game. He is not throwing for many yards. They're barely squeaking by with wins, and I don't think they're a legit team right now. I think they're definitely pretenders. I don't think, they're ahead in the AFC East right now, but that's not going to last long. And I think the Cincinnati Bengals, even though they lost to the Green Bay Packers, they looked very good. That was the first time that Bill Lazor was a offensive coordinator for the team after them firing their former offensive coordinator who began the season, who scored a total of 0 points in the beginning of the season against the Ravens and scored a total of 12 points against the Houston Texans. They quickly picked that up, scoring a total of 24 against the Green Bay Packers at Lambeau Field, and then scoring a total of 31 against the Cleveland Browns. So, and I think it was at Cleveland as well. So they're really looking good on offense right now. Definitely a big change in points scored per game. So don't really look at this record, this 1-3 record, as being what the Cincinnati Bengals are. I think they're a much better team than that. Their play calling was bad. Andy Dalton isn't bad. He's looking good right now. So I'm going to take the Cincinnati Bengals to win this game 20-14. Take Cincinnati -3. We move on to the Jets versus the Browns. I don't know how the Browns are favored in this game. It could be because of the home field advantage. They're at home right now. If it's an advantage whatsoever, because it's the Browns we're talking about. They really don't have much advantages. But I have the Jets winning this game. I know the Jets, they're not the best. I mean, I don't think they're a great team as a lot of people are saying they are. They beat the Miami Dolphins, guys. That is their division rival. As you guys know, with rivals, divisions never matter. Your roster never matters. So, and they squeaked by. They didn't squeak by. I mean, they got a 20-6 victory off of them. And they looked pretty good in that game. Don't get me wrong. We got Jay Cutler on the other side, guys. I mean, come on. They should have lost that Los Angeles Chargers game had Young Hui Koo not, kicked that field goal. So, I mean, you're talking about a Jay Cutler Miami team who just got demolished by the New Orleans Saints as well. So, the Jets, I mean, their wins are kind of questionable to me. The Jacksonville Jaguars are, the other team they beat in the Jacksonville Jaguars are a Jekyll and Hyde kind of team. They're a type of team that gets smoked by the Tennessee Titans and completely demolish the Houston Texans and completely demolish the Baltimore Ravens. But they're the type of team to lose to the Jets. So, I don't know. The Jets, I don't know if you can really count their wins as very significant at this point. That's no disrespect to any Jets fans out there. I just don't think you guys are a great team right now. But with all that being said, I'm not going to hate on the team too much. I think the Jets are still going to win this game, but it's not going to be like clearly the Jets are a better team. I think the Browns have a chance of winning this game. But I'm going to take the Jets to win this game 24-17. Take the Jets +1. Moving on to the Panthers at the Lions. This is a test to see if the Panthers are bouncing back on offense. The Lions are number 1 in the league in the turnover bat. I think they're number 1 in turnovers as a whole right now, as not even by ratio, turnovers as a whole as a defense. So they're number 1 in that. This is a chance to see if Cam Newton can take care of the football, if he could not throw interceptions or fumble the ball, distribute the ball in an efficient manner, and just ball out. Let's see if that offense is legit, because they just went against a terrible New England defense who was on pace to be the worst defense in the league. So this is a chance to see if the Panthers have a good offense, a chance to see if they're bouncing back on offense. And the Lions, they have a great home field advantage. They play very good at home. And the Lions, I think they can win this game. 23-20, I have them winning this game. take the Detroit Lions -2.5. The 49ers at the Colts. The Colts are favored by 1.5 points at home. But guys, I think I chose the 49ers to win a game before, and they let me down. But I don't think I did, actually. I don't know. But I'm going to have the San Francisco 49ers to get their first win here against the Indianapolis Colts. I'm going to take them 28-17. Take San Francisco plus 1.5. They've stuck very well with their division rivals. They played them 3 weeks in a row in the Seahawks, then the Rams, and then the Cardinals. And it was all like, I think, an 8-point differential between those teams as a total of the points of them losing. And I think they get it right here against the Indianapolis Colts. The Indianapolis Colts have allowed 2 40-plus games in which they lost, 46 against the Seattle Seahawks and 49 against the Los Angeles Rams. And granted, it wasn't all offensive plays from those teams. There was a pick six and I think a fumble 6 too in that Seahawks game. So yeah, so we'll see what happens. But I have the 49ers getting their first win, 28-17, San Francisco plus 1.5. The Titans at the Dolphins. I don't think the Dolphins have a chance of winning this game, to be honest. I know they're at home, but I really don't like Jay Cutler right now. You're talking about Jay Cutler, who couldn't score anything against the terrible New Orleans Saints defense, and the Dolphins are used to playing at London, and they still couldn't get the job done. So, and the New Orleans Saints don't really play in London, at all. So, there's no excuse there that, it was a London game. They play there, I think, every year. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think they play there every year. So, I'm going to take the Titans to win this game pretty handedly. Take the Titans 31-21. I don't know if Marcus Mariota is actually playing this game. You guys got to let me know. I don't know if Marcus Mariota is playing this game, and that could be a turning point in the game. But I think that offense for the offense for Tennessee is just too good right now. I'm going to take them 31-21, Tennessee plus 1. Cardinals at the Eagles. These teams play very, very close all the time. The Cardinals usually come out on top, but I think these are different teams this year. I think the Eagles are clearly better than the Cardinals right now. I'm talking about a Cardinals team that is struggling on offense. The receivers aren't looking too good right now. They don't have, much of a good offensive line, and their running game isn't very good. You got Chris Johnson and Andre Ellington really being the lead backs there. And then, because David Johnson is out too. So I'm going to take the Eagles to win this game 26-20. Take the Cardinals plus 6.5. The Jaguars at the Steelers. The Jaguars, I think that, the Steelers are at home. I think they're going to win this game pretty handedly. They play a lot better at home than they do away. Can this be one of those games that the Steelers lose? Probably, but they already lost that game, and that's to the Bears. So I think that happens only like once a season. So I think they're going to get this done against the the Jacksonville Jaguars. Take the Steelers 27-17, Pittsburgh -8. Seattle Seahawks at the Los Angeles Rams. This is going to be a very close, very contested game. Two division rivals. The NFC West always play good against each other. Not that the San Francisco 49ers are coming back and they're looking a little better. Now every team is competitive. So I'm going to take the Rams to win 16-12. Take Los Angeles -1.5. And we move on to the Ravens at the Raiders. Sorry, I had to pause the video there. The Ravens at the Raiders. And the Raiders are missing Derek Carr. That means E.J. Manuel will get the start. I don't know how much confidence I have in E.J. Manuel. This offense for the Raiders is trending down. Marshawn Lynch isn't looking very good. And you already know this Oakland Raiders defense is very bad. So I will take the upset here. I'm going to take the Baltimore Ravens to win this game, very surprisingly, but I think they only squeak by because Derek Carr is out, and you really can't. You have to have a high tempo offense and score a lot of points because this defense for the Oakland Raiders aren't going to be able to hold up a nosebleed. So I'm going to take the Ravens here. They're struggling on offense, but I think they'll get a little better. Give more carries to Alex Collins. I told you guys from that Jacksonville Jaguars game, after that game, in my prediction video, I said if they use Alex Collins more, they'll get a lot of production out of him, and look what happened. He had 9 attempts for like 82 yards last week. And you talk about a guy that came off the practice squad from the Seattle Seahawks. And he looked very good in college too. I can't believe he was drafted so low like that. With a low draft, he was like a 6th-round draft pick or something like that. But he's looking very good. The second-year man out of Arkansas. I'm going to take the Ravens 17-13. Take the Baltimore Ravens plus 2.5. The Packers at the Cowboys. Here comes the NFC divisional round playoffs rematch. Divisional playoffs rematch. So this is gonna be a good game to watch. I'm gonna like watching this game a lot. I think this is America's game of the week this week too. So with good reason. The Packers are looking good right now. The Cowboys are trending down right now. But I don't think the Cowboys should be losing. I see a lot of Cowboys fans losing their faith. It's kind of great to see. But I don't think you guys should be losing your confidence just yet. Teams fall like this all the time. I know you think that the Dallas Cowboys are going to go 16-0 every season because they had a phenomenal 13-3 season last year, and you think they're going to get like 14 wins every year. It's going to happen. You're going to go 10-6. 10-6 is a good record. You can still go like 10-6, 9-7. It's a good record. 11-5. You gotta understand, this Dallas defense is not a 10-6 or 11-5 defense. You're lucky you have such an offense like Dallas to keep up with that defense. So you'll be lucky if you go 10-6 or 11-5, and it's a good record, and it's very possible. But I'm gonna have you guys losing again. You lost to the Denver Broncos, you lost to the Los Angeles Rams, and that's nothing to be ashamed about because the Rams are on the rise as of late. But I'm going to take you guys to lose this game, and it's against Aaron Rodgers right now. He's looking very good right now, and that defense, the defense is playing all right now. It's not killing anybody. The Packers defense isn't killing anybody, but it's holding up just fine, allowing Aaron Rodgers to score more points than the defense is allowing. So I'm going to take the Packers 24-20 in a very tight game down to the wire. I'm going to take Green Bay plus 2. I don't really know how Green Bay is not favored in this game, but they aren't. So I'm going to take Green Bay plus 2. The Chiefs at the Texans. And guys, this is my upset pick of the week. I know I haven't been keeping track of upset picks of the week or locks and stuff like that. I just let that go. But guys, I'm telling you right now, this could be an upset. The Chiefs have won games, yes, but they've been contested games. Have they been blowing anybody out besides the Patriots? But have they really been blowing anybody out? Not really. And I think the Texans can get them here. I think this is a trap game for the Chiefs. The Chiefs and the Texans face off quite a lot. And in all times, really, the Chiefs have been the ones, to come out victorious, even in playoff games. But I think they're not going to go 16-0, guys. I know Kareem Hunt's great, but they're not going to go 16-0. I think this is the one where they lose. The Texans defense doesn't look too bad right now. They held Marcus Mariota and that great offense to only 14 points, and those 14 points only came from Marcus Mariota running for 2 touchdowns. Is Alex Smith going to do that? No, not really. So I think that the Houston Texans are going to win this game. Upset pick of the week for you guys. Take the Texans 30-27. Houston plus 1. Deshaun Watson isn't looking like Peyton Manning out there, but he's doing just a fine job right now. I'm gonna take his stats with a grain of salt. I think it's just because people don't really have much film on him. I don't think he's that much of a great quarterback, but he is getting the job done. You have to give him his credit. So, with all that being said, I think that is the last game. No, it's not the last game. The Vikings at the Bears. Mitchell Trubisky getting his first start in the NFL. And I don't think it's going to make much of a difference because he's facing such a great defense in the Minnesota Vikings, who are looking good right now. Held the Detroit Lions to only 14 points. They still won, though, but held the Detroit Lions to only 14 points. So that's a very good Vikings defense they're facing right now. And you're talking about a Chicago Bears team that leans solely on running the ball with Jordan Howard and Tariq Cohen and then passing the ball to your tight ends, Adam Shaheen and Zach Miller. Your wide receivers are non-existent. Your number one right now is like Kendall Hunter. He's not Kendall Wright. I mixed those two former Tennessee Titans receivers together. Kendall Wright and Deontay Thompson. I mean, at one point, I think it was last week, that the Bears only had a total of 1 reception for 9 yards in the total game from receivers, and that was only Deontay Thompson. Everybody else was running backs and tight ends. So you're talking about a team that only rely on their tight ends and their running backs and doesn't have a good passing game with their wide receivers. You expect them to be a team like the Minnesota Vikings and their defense with an offense that you could throw a backup quarterback in there and they'll throw for almost 400 yards. And your wide receivers, Adam Thielen and Stephon Diggs, are 2 of the top 3 wide receivers as far as yards go in the NFL. So you have to like the Minnesota Vikings here. I know they're division opponents, so it could go both ways. But the Chicago Bears are the punching bag of the NFC North right now. So I'm going to take the Minnesota Vikings, and I'm going to take them minus 3.5. I think they should be favored a little bit more than that, but it's all right. Minus 3.5. I'm going to take the Vikings to win against the Bears 26-19. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. That is my picks for the Week 5 in the NFL season, and I'll see you guys in the next video.